Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Friends, a lot's been said. I'm going to try and not repeat everything, but there might be a couple things which I repeat. Let me first say that, well, let me first say as we go through that, when it comes to this whole thought process, when we put something on the ballot, how many times have all of you been, and having probably been for a while interested in politics, do you get tons of people calling and say, hey, I haven't had a chance to look at the candidates, who should I vote for? Now, do you think those same people are going to go look at the question and then go read the pros and cons? They're not. If they do anything, they're going to look at the question. If that question is misleading, that's the direction that they're probably going. Same thing with judges. You know what? If I don't know the judge, I don't vote for him. If I haven't been able to do I don't just vote for them because they're there. But not everybody's like that. So the first thing I would submit to you is that the question, as has been stated many times, is incredibly misleading. Now, first, actually, let me back up. The very first thing I'd submit is that which has very well been crafted, which is this leads us directly into democracy. And I am opposed to that. Having said that, if we were going to go down this direction, then here are a couple other thoughts. We had Chris Cargill testify yesterday from the Mountain Policy Center. He said a couple things, one of which I thought was spot on. He said this question, especially by itself, is incredibly misleading. And it is misleading. And we've had good people speak to that already. He also said exactly what's been said, which is that it won't go through a process. And then this question, this question, however it's answered, is going to be used as the people have spoken. Well, the people didn't know what they're voting for. Kind of like Reclaim Idaho. Hey, do you want everybody to have to pay more that's rich? Oh, yeah, they should pay their fair share. Should they pay their fair share? Oh, yeah, they should. What does that mean? Very misleading. Now, but the main point I wanted to get to is I reached out to the good lady. If we were going to go down this road, then let's craft it together. Someone on each side of the aisle, so we could get something that might work. And that just didn't happen. And I understand we have our own legislation, so we have our different ways of looking at it. But let me give you another idea of how that same question could be posed. Do you favor or oppose expanding school choice in Idaho? Because this is what it's about, right? School choice. So here's a pro and con. Do you favor or oppose expanding school choice in Idaho such that some of the education money follows the student instead of funding the current system? That's another way of putting it that is far more neutral, in some of our opinion, than that which was presented. So if we insist on going down this direction, then this is what I'm going to ask you. Vote this down. I mean, a lot of us are probably right there having already made our minds up, as we look at all these votes. So those of you that might possibly be able to be swayed, here's the solution. Vote this down and then insist that right here within our body, two people from each side get together to decide which and what should be on that ballot, because as it stands right now, incredibly misleading. Even without getting to the question, I suggested if you guys want to look at your legislation, going to lines like 8, 9, 10, where it says, for this reason, the legislature herewith submits an advisory, I said question, and strike out ballot to the electors of the state of Idaho, and then I would put in designed to provide input as the legislature deals with expanded school choice options, and strike the whole thing on results will guide the legislature. I mean, again, language matters. Designed to provide input. Otherwise, I think how we vote is how we're going. This is not a good idea, but by gosh, if this is what we're going to have to do, let's work together. And